Good morning, good afternoon, happy Tuesday. Today's August 19th, 2025. Welcome to all solar entrepreneurs, power hitters, Solar Warrior Tribe. We're so glad you're here. Like this video, comment below, share it with a fellow solarpreneur. I'm joined, as I am every week, with my co-host, Mr. Tom Cotter in the house. How you doing, Tom?
I'm doing very well. I'm doing very well. How about you, twinsy Chris?
Got Chris here from Portugal.
That's what
Hola,
I'm
hello,
saying.
hello.
Is there two
Zoom
Chris
is
in the
not
house?
malfunctioning.
There's two of us, Don. Yeah, there's two of us. My identical twin brother, Chris, shows his face working virtually live from Portugal right now. Must be nice. Must be nice. All right. Let's go ahead and move this thing along here. We're going to share success stories in just a second. So I don't care who you are. I want to hear a success story. Don't be shy. Success leaves clues. So if you close the deal, you're presenting a lead, you got a referral from an ambassador, you spoke to a real estate agent, you recruited someone, you went to an installation, you knocked some doors, let us know some of that awesome success. Rub it off onto the rest of us. Raise your hand, type it in the chat, come off of mute. Let's go ahead and start with Owen Carey. Success story, brother. Go for it.
Right. Well, I know Pessy's here, so I had to at least throw something in here. I had a lead gen in Virginia, and the guy told me he wanted batteries. He's in a one-to-one net metering, and he said he wanted batteries because it was smarter. So presented the quote. It was pretty high. It was about $100,000 and cash. And then he came back saying, "Hey, I got quotes from other people. This girl was suggesting don't do batteries, blah, blah." So I get back on the call with them. I was like, how stupid are you going to feel without the batteries? We're doing Franklin's, you're covered for the future. And despite being $35,000 more than my competitors, the fact that I sold him that like what he wanted was more than just savings and a battery, and he wanted luxury, like a high ticket type of item. We closed the deal on Friday, while in my Crocs in California. So I think the point is don't just race to the bottom. Sell high level equipment and know what you're talking about. You should be good.
Owen Carey, one of the greats. I thought the point was to wear Crocs, Owen, but I'm glad you corrected that for everybody.
You could do sandals too, or bare feet.
Right on. Hopefully you had pants on. All right, Mr. Tom Cotter, success story.
I don't have a confession like Owen of wearing Crocs, but I do have a change order. It's actually a success story. So it went from Qtrons to Jinko. And because I had been conservative on the shade, it went from about 28,000 kilowatt hours to 30,000 kilowatt hours with that change. And because I had put in things like complex electrical adder and, really worked on dialing in my adders, my margin went from around $10,000 to $17,000 with the change order.
Oh,
And that's with a long wire run for 40 kilowatt hours of Powerwall.
wow.
So the moral of the story is make sure you put in your adders.
Dinner on Tom. Thank you, Tom. Let's go to Chris Collier and then Davis. I don't know where you went, but love to hear from you.
I
Chris.
feel like Owen and his Crocs comment was a shot across the bow, so I better share my success story. I'm in a little place here. I don't know if you can see it. It's called Las Vegas. But this week I sold a 1, a 2, and a 3. A system with 1 Tesla, a system with 2 Teslas, and a system with 3. So Tom Carter, I know he gets all those notifications when I sign contracts. So we've been signing a few contracts this week. So, but those were in person, Owen Carey.
Love
Let's
it.
go. Chris Collier and Owen Carey, battle of the best. I don't understand how Chris Collier and John Bobness are hanging out in Vegas and I don't even get an invitation. Like, what the heck? I'm here by myself in my house and no invitation.
Hey, we're free for dinner. We're free for dinner tonight, just so you know.
Let's go. Let's go. Davis,
All
did
right.
you have something, my friend Davis? Did you want to share some positive vibes here? I'm not sure.
Yeah, actually, my phone is ringing right now as we speak. That's what I was going to mention. I implemented your hold on a second. Okay, there we go. I implemented your drip campaign for the unsold leads with my CRM, and it worked a little too good, man. My phone won't stop ringing, and which is great. I just can't keep up. I'm gonna have to hire another VA, so thank you.
Let's go.
Hey David, can you share that a little bit more? What was the drip thing? I would
Yeah,
love to hear about your details.
yeah, the Bernassos shared a drip campaign, basically just some simple texts and emails to reactivate old leads and just, hey, I guess you saw the news of the tax credit going away. Have you already gone solar, or do you feel like it would be helpful to see an updated proposal? There it is. Yep, in the chat.
In
I
the
tweaked it a
chat.
little bit. I did my own little version of that. If you want to see, I'll put it in the chat.
Nice work, Davis.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Keep the success stories going in the chat if you can. Let's rub that energy off to everyone. Now's the time here. I'm going to move along to some quick updates so we can get to the training straight away. A few quick updates for us. August 21st, I always forget what month. August 21st, Thursday, 10 a.m. Eastern, New England Market Development Meeting. Tom Cotter will help be leading that. So check out Powur Calendar for all those events and more. Also, make sure to register October 10th and 11th for our virtual Powur World this year. Nothing else matters than closing out the year strong. So we're going to have an epic 2-day virtual Powur World, and Las Vegas was moved to next year in person. So please register for virtual Powur World. And as always, the newsletter goes out every Monday going over the new updates, especially for TPO. We got some great news last week, and the Sunrun stock, other stocks all went up. So that was a good news to see. But make sure to read the newsletter. There's other updates as far as modules changing, TPO updates, and of course, a summer sales contest that we have going on, giving away tens and tens of thousands of dollars. Site surveys are faster. Change orders are getting better. New construction projects have better communication, and different funding applications have improved, so you don't have to clone proposals to run credit again. And just a quick shout out to our Summer of Champions people leading the pack. Julian Todd Borden is 183 points leading the way, but he's got Biren and Mitchell and Brian Rohn on his tail. Yep. Mitchell Casper, Benita Shaw, shout out Mike Craner, Eric Goldstein, a bunch of other great names here. Jordan Shaw, Jack Sneed, Rhino, Owen Carey holding it down, Carlos, a great door knocker, Rick Joseph padding 100 grand summer pipeline. Let's go, Rick. Muhammad, and I had to get to me, 43 points here. So shout out to the summer winners. You have until the end of September to earn a ton of prizes, including a paid-for trip to Mexico, work hard, play hard, impact journey. All right, so with that, we really want to get to the training today. And Tom, I think Danny may have 2 accounts on here. He'll need to share from possibly both accounts, so we'll make sure to enable that. So just to set this up really quick before I hand it off to the trainer, I just want to give a 60-second call to action. If you're new here, if you're a guest, if you're looking at joining Powur, if you're in Powur, maybe you were at Powur before, the time is definitely now. The ITC is going away. Obviously, you have to sign up for ownership to get it installed this year in the next few weeks. Even our PPA TPO offering, especially in California, Texas, and Hawaii with the Safe Harbor and Powerwall 3 Qtrons, it's limited. You have to sign up soon. And I believe that TPO come Q4 and Q1 next year is going to go up. We have the best urgency we've ever freaking had, and now it's summertime with high bills. Like, like Davis said, use the drips. Follow up with every unsold lead. There's a contest going on. 30, 40 prizes are being given away. And check this image out. I'm talking to installer EPC companies that need to have TPO to survive. So they can't go out and get direct access to these partners or products or equipment like we have. So here's a cool image you could post on social media. Plug into a platform, safe harbored equipment, Qtrons in the select 3 to 4 states, Tesla Powerwalls, white labeling, discounts, procurement, licensing, even healthcare. So get access, join the best platform now. So let's make it happen, guys and gals. We have a few weeks to really make it 100 grand, 200 grand summer. Pad your pipelines and get out there and make it happen. And today's training I'm excited about because this came by request for a sales org and a few other sellers. And honestly, I think I need it too. I need to ask for the sales stronger. I need to close harder. I need the pitch to be more dialed. I need to overcome those objections. So we're going to hear from Danny. He's going to drop some fire like always. Some of the sales tactics. Take notes. Turn your cameras on. He might call on you. You might need to type in the chat. Might need to do some role play. And of course, Danny always hooks us up with some special offerings and discounts on products or trainings that he does as well for our community. And lastly, I'll just say that, Danny, it was awesome hanging out with you and Jonathan Budd at our headquarters a few weeks ago and getting to do a sauna session with the three of us and collaborate about how we can all help the industry. I think you align with us in philanthropy and community and serving others. So thank you for being here, brother.
Dude, what's going on, guys? Good morning. Can you hear me? All right. Go in the comments. Give me a heck yes. I need a heck yes right now, guys. I need one. I need a heck yes. I'll be honest. It's one of those days. I just need a heck yes. You know, I just did a training for a very LDS group, and I told them to give me a hell yes, and I offended some people. So for this one, I need a heck yes. So good morning, ladies and gentlemen. So I have these slides I got to put up on my iPad. So I want to make sure you guys can get them. So let me try this and see if that works. That's my commercial property. If anybody wants a warehouse in Tulare, hit me up. I got the deal. All right, so can we all hear me here? The art of the deal, or the art of war. Sorry, can you hear me? Thumbs up. Okay, perfect. So no error, no issue with audio back and forth.
Sounds great, Danny.
No,
Okay.
no issues.
Okay, good. Sorry, I suck with technology. I know it's all in here. If I could just get it out, that'd be easier. All right, so guys, solar is getting hard. The last year, you've probably noticed it's 2 to 3 times as hard it was the year before. So what do? We have to start taking it a little bit more serious. Who here can honestly say they've put in 10 times more training than they have the last couple years? Who here honestly is like, yes, I have spent the time going through the training and I've been preparing, I've been doing my homework? Who here honestly can say they've done that? Okay, more or less. Not many. Some guys, yes. And of course, we're going to have some people who do your homework. But overall, training is not typically fun unless you have a live person who can make it entertaining. And that's what I like to do, is I like to be fun. So when people tune in, they get educated and they get entertained. I got a theater background, so I got to make this stupid degree I got from Pasadena City College work. So with that being said, today I want us to get prepared. There's a book called The Art of War by some guy from China. I've never read it, to be honest, but there was something in there that I really liked, and someone told me about it, and it was like the winning the fight without fighting. And I'm like, you know what? How could that apply to what we're doing now? The battlefield for solar is the marketplace, and there's so many people fighting. There's so much stuff going on. how do we go out and win? And today's subject that we're going to be training on is winning the fight before it begins. And as some of you guys know, I did this it is my 18th year now doing it. I spent 15 years traveling the country, living in a suitcase, selling door to door. And everywhere I went, I sold lights out. And I realized a lot of it came from me selling lights out before I even talked to the customer. Because I got myself sold because I was so prepared. And so that's what I'm talking about today. Key principles from today's training is planning and preparation, knowing yourself and the enemy, and winning without fighting. So planning and preparation means what is going through the customer's mind when you go out and you speak to them. You got to know what they're thinking, and you got to be prepared for it. Next is knowing yourself and the enemy. Knowing yourself, what is your skill set going into that? What is your go-to moves? If I was to call on David right now, or let's go Bill Conley, I would call on Bill. Bill, what is your attack? What is your key statements you would bring up to a customer to get that customer sold on solar? So Bill, are you available to jump off? Bill Conley.
Thanks, Danny, but I'm not, unfortunately. I'm in a courtroom.
No problem. Let's go ahead. David let's go with Davis. I see Davis popping up. Davis, what is your go-to moves in solar to persuade someone to go forward with it? I'm the customer. What is your big selling points? Hit me with them.
I show concern and ask them, like, show them a couple articles of their utility raising rates. And then I ask for a bill from the year before and do the calculation with them and say, look, I can only show you a 6% escalator, but how much has your bill actually gone up in the last year or two? And I mean, are you okay to just keep paying that every single year for forever? I mean, how long do you plan to pay your electric bill for? Something like
so summarize that even smaller. It's confronting the increase in their utility costs.
Yeah.
That's what you're doing there. To sell that point, you want to consolidate it. You want to know this as you're going into battle. What is your big thing? You need to get them to confront how much they're paying now and how much they're going to be paying in the future. Osama, we are going to be taking questions at the end, but if you're available, jump on. I will call you out and do some role play. But the big thing I want you guys to start thinking of right now is knowing your moves. If you play basketball against Michael Jordan, what is his big play? Post up, fadeaway jump shot. Okay, you got to know your moves going into this more than ever. You cannot wing this anymore. You can't show up to a close and expect a customer to buy just because you're showing savings. You need to know this lights out. What are your main points you're going into? So, like Davis said, the comparison, right? Next, what's your other move? Who else wants to jump off mute and share with me their big move? What's their big killer you've got in battle? Who'd like to share? Raise your hand and I'll call on you. Who's got a move? What's their move at the close? You're persuading someone. Matt.
I'll go with one. If you're selling batteries, find the pain point of, man, that's gonna suck the next time you have a power outage. You're gonna think about me. Next time you have a utility bill, you're gonna think about me. And I'm still gonna be around, but why don't we just get this taken care of today? Do you want to do business with me? Because I want to do business with you. Great.
Pain in power outage. Got it. That's your point. What do you do when your power goes out? Okay. Matthew, Matt Shear, let's hear from you.
It really has to do with, do you have any idea what you're actually going to be paying for power in the future? How much you paying right now? $300? Okay. How long before you're paying $1,000 a month for your electrical bills? You want to do something about it right now? Let's take a look at some of these numbers.
Great. Just like what Davis said, confronting what they're paying and confronting what they're paying in the future. Okay. You guys have to have this thought through. And if you only have one main point, you're going to get stuck. You want to keep going and going and going with multiple points. One of my favorite is, what is the customer going to do to pay the bill when it triples? What's your financial plan when your bill triples? Number one, do you believe it's going to triple? If they don't believe it, then you show them. And number two is when it does, what is your financial plan? Are you going to pick up another job? Are you going to invest in the stock market and hope that your stock returns outpace your utility provider increase? What is your plan? So hitting them with that confront is one of the best things you can do. And then knowing the enemy. Now, the enemy is the customer's ignorance. The customer is not the enemy. They're your friends. They're all cool people. The enemy is the ignorance or the preconceived notion that solar is not good for them. It's their friends that got sold a wrong system or didn't get properly sized. So know what you're going into. So you have to be prepared for these objections and know what's on their mind before they even do. Okay? So with that, planning and preparation, we're going to dive into how to prepare for that in a close in a second. But planning preparation, rule of thumb is if you are not currently making $300,000 in sales, you do not have the right skill set. So if you're not making $300,000, guys, your skills aren't there. That is where a good, high-quality sales rep should be. Okay? You want to have the skills that can earn you $300,000 in sales. If you're not doing it, you don't have the skills. More leads, more drip campaign, all of that's not going to mean shit because you can't close what you currently got. So you got to get more skills so that when you have these opportunities, you close them down. Okay? Increase your skill set. Okay? You can build more skills by getting more presentation, running more appointments. Then you drill presentation with reps, like in the gym. And then you train so much that when battle comes, it's easy. Who here trains more on their coworkers than they do with customers? If you're spending more time selling than you are training on your customers and not spending a good amount enough time training, you're missing you're missing the boat. You can't just come to these calls and expect to kill it. You got to spend time training. So find somebody on here in this group that you can role play with. Find someone that you can practice, because if you practice on money, you're going to lose. Or you want to practice before you get to the money. Okay? If 300,000 is the marker, get there. Next is knowing yourself and the enemy, knowing what the customer's thinking, identify the false beliefs they carry, and be ready with the words to overcome them. Be prepared. Okay? So fighting without winning, objections disappear before they're spoken. Customers feel your confidence and skill, and the deal flows naturally. You guys have all been there before where you've closed a deal and you felt it was super easy before. You won before the fight even began. It's because you were prepared. Okay? So now, what are the top 5 objections you hear? I want you guys to all go in the comments and start typing in the top objections you have right now. And then I'm going to call on somebody. Go in the comments. Top 5 objections you hear. Go. There's 57 people. I want to see 57 comments. We can predict the battle. This is the battle. This is the enemy. Right now in the comments is the enemy. Negative preconceived notion. Solar this, solar that. This is the enemy. We're going to be prepared for it. Okay, keep going, guys. Keep going. I need 57 comments. If you're watching this right now, put it in. Go in the comments. What is your objections? What are the objections? This is the enemy. We're going to be prepared for it. All right, let's start breaking a couple down. Lao Tzu, yeah, that's the guy's name. All right. Solar is a scam. All right, let's just deal with this one right now. Okay, one of my favorite things to address when someone says solar is a scam is I completely understand most people don't realize this, but do you know what percentage of your power from your utility company is currently coming from solar? So I asked them that. And then I show them a documentation where I got that data from. And I show them, hey, I totally understand, but right now, half your bill is coming from solar. Has it not been working? Like when you turn the switch on, does it not turn on? Like, get curious. Okay, cool. So what exactly do you mean a scam? Because right now you currently are paying for solar. You just don't have the panels on it. What part of it is a scam? I'm just a little curious. And you don't want to be a smartass about it, but you want to be genuinely like, what are you talking about? You have solar. Matt.
Well, that's the one I get a lot. I'm on Florida, so it's pretty heavily saturated market. So it's not necessarily that the technology of solar is a scam. I don't think most people believe that. I think they believe it works. It's all the bad actors ripping people off.
Got it.
It's the solar bros with their $15,000 commissions and not having any qualifications, not knowing what they're talking about, ripping people off, going belly up, and then their inverter breaks and nobody can take care of them. Sonova, Mosaic, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, 100%. And so if you're in a saturated market, that objection rebuttal that I did wouldn't work as much. But if you are in a newer market, that works great, where people just don't believe in the technology. I did a blitz in Ohio 2 years ago. No one had solar. And so that was a big thing, was a concern they had. So handling it that way. So in that situation, you know that they have some scam about it. So how do you overcome it? They don't believe you. They believe documentation. So what I would have is some form, especially in Florida. Who's the governor over there?
DeSantis?
DeSantis, right? Did you guys know in 2023, DeSantis put out a law to protect solar? He passed a bill to protect solar interests in solar. So I would have that printed out and say, hey, I completely understand. There's a couple ways to get solar that are a scam, and there's a couple ways to get solar that are not. We're here the ones that are doing where it's not a scam. I don't know if you saw this, but DeSantis actually passed a law on the legit solar, and that's why I'm here. What scam have you heard about that really turned you off? And then I'll ask them that question. So I'll overcome it. I'll show them documentation, especially in Florida of DeSantis, and then I'll ask them to get me clarity. Oh, you got a neighbor that has 2 bills? Got it. Did he sign up for the 2-bill plan? Or did he not know what he was doing? I would just really dive into and ask questions and then handle it from there. Okay? Next, let's go through a couple more on here. Ruins the look of the front of the house. Okay. So knowing this is another one that comes up. Awesome. I completely understand. And people don't buy solar because of the way it looks. People buy solar because of the way it makes their checking account look. People are doing this for the savings, not the aesthetics. And so hit them with that and say, realistically, Mr. Customer, for the right price, people will put this on their roof. And that's why I'm here. I'm here to show you what this looks like in 10 years if you do it or if you don't do it. My job's super simple. And the way we can compare that is we get your bill and we show you how much this is going to cost. And then you transition. I don't think the objection of it being on your house is that important, because for the right amount of money, people will put anything on their roof, right? 100%. If someone came to my house and said, hey, I'll put an inflatable gorilla on your house for $1,000 a month, would I do it? Hell yeah, that gorilla's going up there. It's all about the deal, right? Another one, I want to think about it. Absolutely. I don't have any panels on me right now. Like if you look my car, there's no panels in the truck. By you saying yes today, I'm not going out there and installing them. My job is to see if it even makes sense to go forward with it. When was the last time you looked into this? And then I'll start getting curious and asking questions. Okay? So you want to have these all dialed in and talk tracks ready. So if you're watching this and you hear I respond the objection, write it down, because all of you should have this stuff locked in and ready to go. And then so Michael Eric says he's not saving any money. Hey, Absolutely. And if it doesn't save you money, you shouldn't do it. When was the last time you looked into this? Oh, okay. So it was a couple months ago? Ah, perfect. If it did save you money, would you have done it then? Yes or no? Got it. So if it did save you money, you would have gone forward with it. Perfect. Cool. I have a new program that's come out in the last couple months that has saved a lot of people money that didn't save money before, but now they do. Did you show him the bill, or did he calculate it, your electricity usage from the meter? Oh, he did it from the bill. Cool. Do you mind grabbing me that really quick? And then I'll go into my process. So anytime they said it's not saving any money, that's the old program. And then now you know what their objection is. And I always ask, hey, whoa. My Apple AirPod just started turning on. Interesting. So, Siri's always listening, gentlemen and ladies. Be careful. So, next. All right, let's see. A friend of mine went solar and didn't save them much. Yeah, absolutely. A lot of people go solar, but they end up buying the wrong product because they work with a company that only sells one, and they've got to force a square peg into a circle hole. With me, I sell multiple products, and I'm more interested in getting panels on your roof that work than pushing a particular product. So do you know which solar option he went with? There's 5 of them. Do you know which one he got? And then most of the time, they have no clue. So then now I'm the expert. I control it, and then I go into my process saying, perfect, I'll lay out a few options, and you tell me which one works best. Because obviously everybody here knows solar works. It's just you got to buy the right one. Just like if you wanted an energy efficient car, I'm not going to sell you a Ford truck. I'd get you a Prius or a Tesla. It all depends on what you want, because there's multiple ways to get solar, and they all work depending on your needs. So my job is to customize it for you, and I work with multiple products that can make it make sense. Tesla is cheaper. Awesome. But I noticed you haven't put Tesla on your roof. What particularly has held you back from going forward with it? So I'll ask them, hey, I got another quote. Well, the quote might have been better, but they still didn't do it. There's a hidden objection. Ask questions. Get to the bottom of it. So ultimately, this whole thing, guys, is objections. Is you want to have all of this stuff ready to go right off the bat. You want to have talk tracks. You want to be able to say these things at the drop of a dime. And the customer will know if you're prepared, because they've seen other sales reps, and if they hit you with something, they're testing you. They're testing to see if you have your game tight or not. If you have your game tight, they will stop giving you nonsense and really start paying attention to your offer, because they know you're there for business and you're standing on business. Okay? So get all of these objections out, have 1 or 2 ways to handle them. And when you handle them, you want to be able to answer at a drop of a dime and make eye contact with them. Eye contact. When they hit you with this, look them in the eye and make sure they're paying attention. Okay? That's a secret of the day. Eye contact. Next, how to practice. Okay? You come on these calls. It's great. Here's your homework after this call. Write out your full presentation and drill it. Write out word for word every single thing that you're doing. Flip the paper over and write it all out from memory again. If you want to know if you truly have your presentation memorized, is if you have it written down on one page, you flip it over and you have it written down on the second page, and it's exactly the same. This is the work, guys. This is the work that sucks, but I'm telling you, the difference of a rep who has their presentation memorized word for word goes so much further than the guy that just wings it. You cannot wing it now. It is too hard. There's too many people winging it. You want to separate yourself? Have it written out. Write down your full presentation. Second is rewatch trainings and take notes. Rewatch the same training 3 or 4 times. John does these a lot. How often have you guys asked for the recording and gone back and taken more notes on the videos? Michael has. Great work. Okay, this is the work, guys, is taking extra time to get polished. What that does is it builds confidence in you so that when your words come out, that exudes confidence into your customer, and that builds trust so they go forward with you. They know solar works, but they're afraid. They're scared to death. Most people are broker than they've ever been in their entire lives. You have to be more convicted that your solution solves that problem than they are convicted that it makes more sense to do nothing and just get bent over by the utility companies. The utility companies are putting out so many smear campaigns right now to make those customers so terrified to go forward. You have to have confidence enough in yourself and your presentation to exude that, to breathe it into your client so that they trust you and they go forward with it. Because the numbers make sense. Solar makes sense. There's no way it doesn't. So you believe that, you speak that, they feel that, they get that. You think that, you feel that, you speak that, they get that. Okay? Then next is the cheat code. This is what I do. I pay for training, so I pay attention. If I really want to pay attention to something, I'll buy the course. I'll buy the training. I'll go to the workshop. I will go to the seminar. I'll go to the class because I'm financially invested into it. If you spent every single dollar to be on this call, would you be at the gym right now? Would you be driving? Would you be texting while I'm talking? No, you would be sucking up this training and all the nuggets I'm dropping like your life depended on it. Because someone in your family is depending on you right now. Someone is counting on you to take care of them. And if you're comfortable and you have money, guess what? In the next 5, 10, 15 years, someone in your family is going to need a substantial amount of financial contribution. Medical bills, something terrible is going to happen. Are you going to be able to write the check? Yes or no? Have you done the work to get the results so that when something bad happens, you're ready to go? Yes or no? Because there's a time where that bill is going to be sent to you and you're going to be like, did I handle it? Did I put in the work to pay this? Yes or no? And if you don't, then you're going to have to look at that person and tell them you didn't put in the work in the time that was given to you and you can't help them. So that's why, guys, it's so important to keep training, keep working, keep getting better. Because as things get harder, guys start leaving and the stuff gets easier. The more trained you are, the easier the sales are. So pay for trainings, pay for seminars, go to events, pay for as much as you can, put it on a credit card, pay interest. Go buy a course, put it on a credit card, and go out and talk to your next customer and use all the shit that you learned. You make $3,000, $4,000 a sale. You pay the credit card off in a month or 2, but you got the skill set now. That's the cheat code. Spend it, learn it, and then go get it. Force the customers to pay for it. If you're buying shit, make the customers pay for it. This is a business expense. So, cheat code. Who wants to jump off mute real quick and tell me the last thing they invested into to make themselves better? I want to hear some things you guys bought. Okay, people talk about cars. They talk about watches. Not interested. When was the last time you learned something cool to make you money? Who here spent some money on something cool? I'd like to hear about it. Matt, talk to me.
Just had to get my NABCEP continuing education requirements renewed and spent a lot of money on energy storage advanced training and go use that knowledge to go chase some big battery deals.
Boom. Great. Got training? Got it. How much money do you think that's going to make you if you apply that?
Well, not on the commercial side. I'm going after a $6 million deal in Colorado right now.
Boom. Money. Great work, Matt. Great share. How much more confident do you think that client's going to be talking to you now, knowing that you know all that stuff?
It'll help. I mean, but it's just something I needed in order to actually have the credentials to actually be considered qualified to even have that conversation.
Dude, hell yeah. Who else? Come on, man. Give me something good. Who else? Come on, man. What else did you guys do? Who got the Hermosi books? Let's go, dog. I got like 6 people sending me books on my DMs. Hermosi killed it. I got to figure out how he sells stuff online. That guy's a gangster. God dang. That guy made more selling books yesterday than I did all last year selling solar. Fuck, I'm in the wrong business, guys.
Hey, Danny, my brother and I did a year-long journey this year with Francisco Hara Giving Business Soul called Path of the Merchant, doing emotional intelligence, self-work, 4 retreats, a home build in Mexico. And, it was quite an investment for a year-long dedication called Path of the Merchant. So happy to announce that.
Dude, do you feel that you've got an ROI on your investment?
Oh, already. It's not just the training and the people and it's also the community of who you're around when you're at those paid events, right? Like-minded individuals you get to network and collaborate with. You have resources and you have a chat outside of that in the other events and meetups. I mean, yeah, it already has given back and included one-on-one sessions as well to work through things. So great investment. Yeah.
Money. So that's a leadership group. I participate in one of those every single year. 20 grand, boom, pay it, done. Tommy Link. Tommy, what's up, dude? I see you, bro. What's cracking? Tommy, jump off mute. Let me see that face. Come on, baby. The Vegas hitter. Tommy, you there? Tommy bought my Lord of the Doors program last year. It was one of the top performers in it. The Power Up program. And Tommy crushed it. Tommy, you there? Let's see if he's there. I want to hear him. Yeah, Tommy, I believe he said he got a couple deals from some of the content. Made a great ROI. So that's the thing, guys. Like, obviously, I sell stuff. I'm going to show you guys some stuff that I do. But, the thing is if you're not getting the results, you don't have the knowledge. So go buy it. And if you're a YouTube university, yeah, there's free stuff on the internet, but you're not applying it. So that's why it's important, guys, is be a lifelong student. The money that you spend into yourself is the best investment. Because people feel it, you get better, you make more money. So that's why I'd say, keep spending time and spending money on getting better. Okay? Free versus paid. Free trainings are everywhere. But if you're not at $300,000 a year, clearly free isn't working. The cheat code? Invest so you pay attention and you get your money out of it. So, I want to give you guys something today that's super, super sick. Okay, so if you're watching this, hopefully you're sold on investing yourself, right? I'm not Alex Hormozi. I'm a guy that's doing what you guys have done. I'm not some internet sales trainer that just, is this guy good? Is he not? I grew up doing this. You can ask around. So I put together a program and a video series and a training system to help get you guys to where you need to go. So if you're wondering what's a low ticket item, I always hook up John and his people, I have the most in-depth solar training platform known to mankind. Over 100 hours of videos, tests, and quizzes and certifications. I have a setter course and I have a closer course. I have 5 different golden door winners, which are people that have sold over 200 a year. And I have 5 different closing golden door winners to teach you their closing process. My top trainer for the closer, his name is Ricardo Ricky. He closed over 600 deals last year in California. 600 himself. I have his full close recorded with a test and an answer sheet. So if you're watching this and you're not closing that many, I would recommend getting this ASAP and training. So it's normally $1,000, but for you guys, I'm doing it for $297, dirt cheap. Okay, $297. 1 month of your customers' electricity bills. Text cheat code to that number. I'm gonna send you the link. Okay, the Thing I'm going to throw in, though, is a bonus gift. I'm very big on buying it and using it, right? I bought a bunch of crap I've never used. So the solution to that is anyone who buys this today and within 30 days goes through all of the curriculum, takes all of the tests and pass, I'm going to give them a free gift to my event in Los Angeles. It's going to be September, October-ish. I'll let you guys know. But anybody that gets it today and goes through every single course and pass the test, I'm going to give you a free ticket to my event in LA where I'm going to be training you on how to grow a team. I was a door-to-door rep for years. I grew a team, and eventually my downline installed 2,800. Its last full year in operations in 2023 before I transitioned full-time into consulting. So if you're watching this and you want a cheat code, go learn how to set, go watch how to close. If you're not making $300,000, this is a start. Ricardo made $4.5 million last year. If you're not doing that, you don't know what he's doing. You need to learn it. It's broken down to the ridiculous. So take the time and get better, guys. The market is going to get harder. You need to get better. Solar makes more sense than it ever did. So let's take the time to get better. And I love working with you guys. I enjoy. I'm going to be speaking at Powur World this year. So I'm excited for that. And I'm actually got a call with Mr. Bud here in about 2 hours on some new secret stuff I can't even talk about. So if you want to get in the inner circle, you want to get in on my groups, get involved with this program. I'm not a Hermosi. I'm not a guy that's never sold solar. This is what I do. This is what I've mastered. $300. Invest in yourself and do the tests, do the questions, and then watch what ends up happening to your skill set on your next close. I promise you guys the stuff works, but the preliminary stuff that you need to do is invest into yourself. So $300 is dirt cheap. Just do it. And then I will be seeing you guys at Powur World. And for anybody that completes in 30 days, I want to see you in October, and I'm going to give you the blueprint on how to build a team. Keep getting better, invest in yourself, and be prepared. The art of war. Win the battle before it even begins. And that's what we're talking about today, is be ready for it. So with that being said, I want to open up the time for questions because I went over a lot and I love dropping nuggets because this stuff fires me up.
All right, y'all, give it up for Danny Pessy in the chat, please. Drop some love. If you took some nuggets from today, you had some takeaways, you got some energy, you felt that energy and got some good sales tactics. I especially just love sharpening the sword, recording the presentations, writing it down, following others, investing in yourself. $300. I mean, my goodness, we can make 6 to 12 grand on one frickin' commission, guys. Like, $300. Are you serious? So, and you get to go to a live event. I mean, shit.
No, they got to do the work, dog. Because
I'm sorry. 30 days, you got to do the work.
I can see. I go in there and I can see who's done all the stuff. Because, dude, I buy stuff all the time. I bought a Billie Jean marketing course for $7,500. Never did it. And it's like, damn. And then I logged back in and I got a printout of ads, how to like record an ad, and I'd use that one thing, and that was worth the $7,500. So that's the thing, guys. Spend money to get better, get the skill set, but the money is the easy part. It's doing the trainings. I'd rather you go and spend the time learning the trainings because then you're going to sell more, and then you can start buying some more expensive, cool shit and be like, hey, Pessy put me on game. Pessy was the guy where it clicked. I saw his 7-step set, boom, hit it out of the park. I got the closing thing done. Boom. That was it. Buy the cheat codes. Buy it.
No
so that's what I'm saying, guys.
No brainer, y'all. Let's do some quick questions here. Raise your hand, type in the chat. Let's go ahead and see if we have any questions for Danny here as we start to close up.
Oh, you're gonna see all my shit. I had to get in my house. I'm getting construction done on my garage, so I had to put all my stuff in my room. All right, guys, talk to me. What are we looking at here today? Questions. Time for some questions. There we go. Did it. Objections. What else are we working on? What are we dealing with? Where are we getting stuck? Be prepared before. Win the battle. Before it even starts. What are we looking at?
I'll ask Danny. So sometimes I find myself leaning into maybe the PPA and I show them the escalator, no escalator, and they're liking it. And it's like in that moment where what's that line or question that's like, how are we feeling? Should we submit the application to see if you qualify? Are we ready to get started? What does that kind of moment and a few of the words look like from some of the best that you've seen, just out of curiosity, to take the first step?
Yeah. So the thing is John, you're at the end. That answer is done at the beginning. What Ricardo does, and he breaks it down in the training, is the framing of your close. The deal will be sold in how you frame it, not when you go for the signatures. So if you're wondering at signatures if they're going to sign, you're not doing it right. You need to frame it properly at the beginning by the simple statement. He goes into it a lot longer, but summarized up is, if this makes sense today, we're going to submit. If it doesn't, I'll be the first to tell you it doesn't. But if this makes sense, we're going to do it.
I like it.
It's all about the frame at the beginning of your close. Because if they will not commit to making a decision today, why are you going to go through your whole presentation? You get them to commit at the beginning so you don't spend an hour and you end up with a no. You want people that make decisions. So you frame it at the beginning to lock them down so they do. Ricardo literally talks about it in the first 5 minutes of how he frames it. He knows if it's a deal or not. And if you don't know that, then you're not doing your framing correctly. You have to build the house and they need to live in it. If they think that you're going to live in their home, no, you're the professional. You build the home and you put them in it. You have to switch it. Great question.
11 years in the business, ladies, and I freaking love that answer. Let's go, Danny. What else you got out there? Got a few minutes with the Pest Man in person, y'all. Someone ask a question. What have you been struggling with? What's been coming up for you?
Danny, Tom Cotter here. I got a question for you. As people who are, a lot of our salespeople are used to selling cash, loan, and now they're shifting over to thinking more and more about TPO, especially as we get close to the end of the year. What advice do you have for those salespeople who never really got into selling PPAs or leases? What would you tell them to help speed up their learning curve and think about their sales in a different way that's more TPO appropriate rather than just cash and purchase?
Yeah. So the first step in that, because I started off, I sold loans. Or actually, no, it was 2016. I was doing PPAs. And then loans were big in 2020. And so then basically I did loans, TPO, back to loans, and then TPO. So I've gone back and forth. And I found that in my experience, TPOs, you sell more and you pull through more with TPOs. So you make more and you get less cancels. Why? Because on a loan, your customer overcomplicates the debt. Because they're like, oh, I don't want to go into debt for this, but they don't realize, they forget about how much debt they're already in because they don't carry the balance. So the first step is get sold on what a TPO is. Sell yourself. Okay? You find all the reasons why you like it. Go through all the benefits, list them out. Okay? Because there is still benefits, guys. Realistically, in my mind, that what sells me on a TPO is the utility. They currently have a TPO. Mine is cheaper. but they own mine because they get to decide what the payment is. They still take ownership of the solar, but they just don't own the panels. They own the process and the payment. They're renting the utility. With this, they take ownership of it. They just don't own the panels. They own that payment. They make the decision. So it's up to them now, instead of being at the mercy of the utility company. There's no lease, there's no loan, there's no debt. And I repeat that over and over and over again to the customer. Yeah, the reason why you probably didn't get it before is because you didn't want to you didn't want to go and do a lease. There's no loan and there's no debt with this. You're not holding the debt. We do. You get the savings. Okay, Aaron.
Hey, I was just curious, when you're doing PPAs, I like to show a 299 and a 0% escalator. What's your kind of style? Is too many options too much, or?
Too many options too much. This is what they get. Here's how I break down the escalator. Cool. And the best part is you know how the utility company, the average increase rate is anywhere between 6 to 9%? The best part about what we do is ours only goes up 2.9% a year. High five. That's the best part. Because theirs is on average of 6 to 9%. Now make sure, depending on the utility companies you have documentation to back that up. I'm sitting there with the SoCal Edison showing them the last year of their raises going up, showing that that's actually true. SoCal Edison in the last 5 years has gone up 100%. So I underplay it by 6% to 8%. And then when they hear that, they're like, well, dude, it's way more than that, because I just showed them. That was my whole presentation. And so then I bring up at the end, the best part about it is this part with utility company, they're going up an average of 6 to 9%. The cool thing about us is we're only going up 2.9% a year. High five. Boom. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. You know what's not a good thing is if you don't have an escalator and your PPA company goes out of business because they can't figure out how to run an organization properly on the margins they're getting because they priced it too low. Look at SunPower. How big of a headache is it now that they're out of business? So that's what I tell you guys. It's easy. Don't give them options. It's the best deal they can get. Okay? The only time I would do a 0% escalator is if later that was a deal breaker for them and they canceled. I'd then call in and then see what we had to do. And I would drop it. But it kills your PPW. So then you have to then resize it and then make a couple phone calls. If you do not increase the PPW after the customer, so let's say the customer call here, this perfect example. Customer calls in and cancels, right? All right, well, let me see what I can do about removing that escalator. If you keep it the same, like, hey, I removed it, they're done, they don't believe it. They cancel. I found that if you bring it up 10 or 15 more bucks a month, it saves your commission and it builds credibility and it stays there. Always increase it. They can't just drop it because then they're like, wait, you could have dropped this the whole time? What the hell? That's a secret hack that I never even told anybody that I did that helped out a lot. Because I've had that a couple times. I've had people freaking backing out.
So are you saying that when people ask for a better deal, you should say that this is the best deal you can get?
Yeah, because then if they go in later and they cancel and I try to retain it, that's the best deal I can get. I had to call my supervisor all the way up to John Bernasso. He had to approve this. I can't do it. He had to. The manager closed.
Gotcha.
Yeah, good question. But no, this is you get this and that's it. If you don't sign up, then it's dropping the escalator is not going to get them to sign. There's something else that is holding them back that you don't know about. And if you drop price and you start moving things around, that's not the real objection. You hold tight to your offer because you need to force out the real objection and squash it. It's not price. They have a way higher escalator with the utility company right now, and they're still doing it. So that's not the reason. It's not the price. It's not the escalator. There's something else that's holding them back because our price and our escalator is better than the utility company. So that's not a deal breaker. There's something else that you have to hold tight to your offer at a price point and build the value and get that out. All of this stuff is broken down into detail in my course. So if you guys got that, you go and watch the closing process. That's the big one right there.
How long your course takes to finish? How much time am I committing at?
Take an hour a day in the morning before you go and close. An hour a day will keep the IRS away.
Okay.
That's what I'd say, guys. If you're not getting new content, you're saying the same old shit and you're going to get the same old results. You're not going to just wake up and start selling more. Sorry, guys. If you're not selling now, nothing is going to change unless you start saying new shit. And if you knew what to say, you'd say it and you'd get the results. But you're not. So something's got to break. And I was sitting in a Tony Robbins seminar 15 years ago. He's like, you don't have the money for this? You're never going to have the money for this. Put it on a credit card and put your ass against the wall, 10 grand as a 21-year-old kid, and figure out how to pay for this. So I spent the money on my card, went out to the marketplace, took all the shit from his little course, all the mindset, so yes, getting peak state, knocking doors, and I made sure I paid that shit off. That's the secret. So Tony pushed me. I'm going to push you guys. Your leaders are going to push you, but put your money where your mouth is. That's the hack.
Love it, Danny. $300 is like dinner for two at Roost Chris. I mean, come on, guys. Let's go.
Yeah, and you got to really start asking yourself, guys, if you're not going to put money into your training, then is this the right job for you? Are you happy with your income? If you're making 300 grand, then hey, dude, you're good. But if you're not, it's time to pay attention. Time to pay attention.
All right. I think with that said, again, big shout out for Danny here. Big thanks, especially for this program that's discounted. That's going to obviously just 100% his efforts to continue to offer these courses at a discount for us. Look forward to seeing you on Virtual Power World, Danny, and hope your meeting with our CEO goes well. So we're going to go ahead and end this recording. This YouTube video will be shared. And again, please text cheat code to the phone number 213-577-2835 to get more on that program that Danny's offering. Big thank you, brother. Appreciate you, like always, for coming on here and dropping some value for the team.
Boom. Guys, kill it. Love you. Thanks for letting me bless you this morning. Have a good day. Peace.